So many of you cling to your trauma, cling to your stories, cling to your backgrounds as if you should be more fucked up or less fucked up than the next person. Guys, when you get to my age, you realize literally no one cares. And I don't mean that to be rude, but I mean, if you are clinging on to or holding on to the story of things that have happened to you in the past or even in your childhood, trust me when I say everyone else has got shit too. Yes, your shit might be worse. Yes, you might have been abused. Yes, you might have lived in a really poor neighborhood. Yes, you might have had your parents die. Yes, XY fucking Z might have happened. I would say to you, now what? So guys, the Loz lesson suggestion for today was something like this. How do you let go of old thinking when you know you caused a certain situation, but you think you've been stuck with your old thinking for so long, you think it's going to take too long to get rid of it? In this Loz lesson, I'll teach you how to not think that way about your long-standing negative thinking. Now, I know a lot of you have been watching me for a long time, and I've said to you, a lot of you, this might not happen overnight for you, and that can be true. A lot of you, it can. You could just decide you're different, decide you're the new version of you, and tomorrow morning wake up with different thinking. However, I put the caveat on that saying, how many of you have actually managed to do that and never thought those old thoughts again? Very few of you. I still think old thoughts, I just have to be vigilant. Now, someone actually asked me today how I do that because they were talking negatively about something. And I said, imagine talking like that in front of me. And they were saying, oh, life's just like that. I hope it'll change. I said, hope? Look who you're talking to. And they were like, I said, I used to talk like you. And they said, how did you stop talking like that? And I said, I had to be vigilant and not let my mind run me. I said, you let your mind run you like lots of other people do. And the reason why people listen to me and other people is because they know they have to stop their mind from running them. So they have to be vigilant in thinking new thoughts. It doesn't happen overnight and it doesn't happen instantly. However, you can imagine it will happen instantly for you and it won't take long, but it's up to you. If you have a very strong story that it will take ages, or I'm XYZ age, therefore it will take XYZ time, then it will. I want you guys to have the story that it won't take long, that you can do this instantaneously, that you can wake up and overnight you've changed, that you can instantly command yourself to be the new version of you. I want you to think that way. However, whilst thinking that way, which is the way you should think, I want you to, when old thoughts do come up, not berate yourself, not beat yourself up, or not fall off the horse or fall right back into your old self and think, oh, fuck, I'm thinking the old thoughts again. I screwed this up. I fucked it up. Oh, well, this is too hard. If you think it's too hard, if you think it will take too long, it will. So what you've got to do, the key here is, imagine you are changed now. However, if whilst being triggered by something in your 3D, you accept, oh, I'm still thinking the old way, and you change those thoughts on the spot. That's the instantaneous nature of this that you should be doing. The instant changing of the old thinking when you think it. Changing thoughts on the spot is the key here. You don't do technique, and then when something goes wrong, beat yourself up or fall apart because you went back to old thoughts. Most of you, I guarantee, will go back to old thoughts at some point, especially if something old from the past triggers you, or something that really hurt you in the past triggers you, or something comes up that you still have old stories about. Trust me when I say you would have to be Yoda not to feel that way and not have old triggers trigger you, not have 3D circumstances that upset you. People die, shit happens, right? The key here is how you handle it, and the key is how you talk to yourself about it. If you talk to yourself about it like it's going to take ages to fix, or beat yourself up about the fact that you've gone back to the old thinking, then you're still the old you that thinks that way, aren't you? So if you were the new you, you wouldn't beat yourself up. If you were the new you, you wouldn't not be able to change the thinking. So if you think about it this way, if you find it hard to change thoughts on the spot when negative things come up in your 3D, if you berate yourself a lot and beat yourself up for thinking old thoughts, or if you think it's taking a long time and you'll never change, they are all old aspects of the old self-concept of you that you haven't yet changed. So you might be tricking yourself into thinking you've fully changed, but you've still got old thinking patterns that you had before, like, oh, I always do things wrong, or this takes forever, or I never get what I want, or when's this ever going to work thinking. So guys, when you're getting triggered by your 3D, even if you've 100% changed, great. What happens if something comes up that makes you triggered again? How you handle that will tell you if you've really changed. And don't worry if you haven't, you can change on the spot. What I want you guys to realize is the thoughts you have about not changing, the thoughts you have about time, the thoughts you have about how long this takes, the thoughts you have about your self-concept now as opposed to before, the thoughts you have about what's happening in your 3D are all to do with the self-concept you still are. Think things are hard, take long. Why are you thinking that way? Is that a story that things never work out for you? Is that a story you're not enough to have changed? Is that a story that you're too fucked up, or what I hear all the time in comments, I've got too much trauma? Bitch, everyone's got trauma. I don't want to hear I've got more trauma than another person's trauma. Your trauma and my trauma might be different, but they're still trauma. Please don't try and quantify your fucking trauma in the comments, okay? So many of you cling to your trauma, cling to your stories, cling to your backgrounds as if you should be more fucked up or less fucked up than the next person. Guys, when you get to my age, you realize literally no one cares. And I don't mean that to be rude, but I mean, if you are clinging on to or holding on to the story of things that have happened to you in the past or even in your childhood, trust me when I say everyone else has got shit too. Yes, your shit might be worse. Yes, you might have been abused. Yes, you might have lived in a really poor neighborhood. Yes, you might have had your parents die. Yes, XY fucking Z might have happened. I would say to you, now what? Now what? Because if you really understand that no one fucking cares about your story that you're clinging on to still, you'll realize you're the only person clinging on to it. And when things come up in your 3D and you act the same way or go back to the old thought patterns, guess who you're still holding on to? The old version of self that really still cares about that old story. That actually no one else really gives a shit about. No offense. Everyone's got shit, guys. And if you've got a story that's going to take you longer to manifest, or longer to get what you want, or longer to change, or longer to be the new you because, oh, I've had so much trauma, or oh, but you don't know my past, or you don't know my childhood laws, or I had a really bad divorce, or it's been a hard last 5 years. That's what this person said to me today. It's been a shit 5 years. I'm like, mate, stop fucking talking like that. That's your story, and it's going to be another shit 5 years if you cling on to that. Right? The thoughts you have about yourself are stopping you from changing as fast as you would like. You get me? Please understand that all of this is in all of my teachings, no matter what course you buy, whether it's my self-concept course, Worthy as Fuck for Love, or any of the other very specific courses about circumstances. So go to my website and find which one suits you so you can really get over your circumstances faster than you're currently finding that you can. Okay? My self-concept course and Worthy as Fuck for Love have assessments to assess you if you don't know the thinking that you keep going back to, that's stopping you from changing fast. Okay? And also come and join my squad for support. It's my monthly support group called the Subconscious Laws Squad. Everyone is so kind in there, so lovely. It's a lovely vibe. You can ask your questions. I go live on a Friday. There's also our mentors, and we have Winner's Mindset going on right now. And also, our upcoming month next month, which is really exciting. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe, and also go over to my Thought Transmission YouTube channel for all the affirmations to brainwash you into the new you. Okay, guys, bye. See ya.